Oh my God. How am I gonna carry this thing? How am I gonna do this, dude? Whatever. I'll just do this. No, I can't do that. There we go. I got it. No. Oh, goddamn. Don't hit the kill switch. For the love of everything holy. Don't hit the kill switch. That's right. This is part 2 of me starting a video where I am panting out of control because I just had to bump start this thing again due to whatever being messed up that's on it. And today, or I guess tonight, because it's already freaking late, because I got off late and I couldn't bump start this thing because it's cold. It took me like probably 10 tries. But we're going to try to figure out what's wrong with this damn thing, because if I'm going to ride at all this winter, I'm sure as hell not going to bump start it every single time. That's for damn sure. So we're on the way to my storage unit, because I was finally able to get all my tools, or at least all the ones that I'll need for this to try and solve this issue. I wasn't able to get my whole toolbox, but I just went and grabbed all of my tools that were in like bags and stuff and just threw them in a big plastic thing, in a big plastic tub, and just took them home. So my tools are here now, so I can finally work on this thing. And today's agenda is to not only do just a general health assessment on it from last video's crash and kind of the stuff I showed in that short, kind of quickly going over it. We're gonna see what all is wrong with this bike. I did some research on specifically the whole starting issue it's having, and apparently it's actually a common problem. It's either the clutch switch or the kickstand switch. Everything from like those simple fixes that all it literally is just like cutting a wire and splicing them together, or it could be the starter itself, which we're actually, which we're obviously not going to be able to fix in this video. So we're going to try to figure out what that is all about, if we can fix that, because I can handle doing like fixing the switches and stuff, because I have pliers, I can cut that stuff, and hopefully it's just a simple wiring issue. And then if it's not too late just yet, I'm gonna do a quick oil change on it. In my backpack right now is the filter and the oil I need, and I have my oil pan at the storage unit. So just overall gonna do a health checkup on it, but god dang, dude, I need to catch my breath first. I'm so out of shape. It's been so long since I've ran. But I'm gonna turn this back on whenever we get there. That was a sketchy ride. Having this thing on my arm. Would not recommend doing that. Boy, you're almost parked in my spot. Alright. Alright. Turned off now. Hopefully I don't have to bump start this thing again whenever I have to turn it back on. Alright. Let's get this thing open. Whew. Here's my trashy storage unit, and this is my box of tools and a brick from the job site, because I thought it was a cool brick. Alright, let's get this thing on a stand. Alright, I'm going to try something different here in a second as far as the view goes, so I'm going to turn this back on in a little while when I'm done, because I think the battery's low on this camera, so I'll be back. Alright, holy crap. So after about 30 minutes of trying to figure out how the hell to get this bike on this stand, we finally got it. I just bought that stand from Harbor Freight probably like 2 hours ago, and I've actually never put this bike on a stand before, and holy crap, have I forgotten that this isn't just a dirt bike. This thing is actually super freaking heavy. So yeah, but we got it on there now, and so now we can kind of get a good look at the damage. I know I kind of went over it in the short if y'all saw it, but yeah, this grip right here has definitely seen better days. It's all kind of twisted up there. Where it actually grinded on the ground is
Let's see if y'all can see that. It's right here on the bottom of the foot peg. That's what was sparking a lot. Right up here, you can see it's got quite a bit of road rash right here, and a little bit on the side, and then back here where the tail kind of got scraped up. So yeah, that's mainly all the damage from the wreck itself, but we're not here to fix that today because that's obviously just cosmetics. Right now we're going to try to fix this starting issue that it's having, because I mean, as y'all can see, the bike is in neutral, the kill switch is out for cycle, doesn't do anything, and no, I have not had to pull in the clutch to start this bike. I have started the bike without pulling in the clutch before. It is not me just forgetting to pull the clutch in. It's either the it can either be the kickstand switch right here, which we're going to try to diagnose and figure out. Also the clutch switch, which that's going to have to warrant me taking the front cowling off and getting to the bundle of wires back here. And kind of the same thing for the clutch switch, or not for the clutch switch, the kickstand switch right here, because this runs up and then kind of into the frame under the seat. And I might actually have to take the side panel off too to get access to wherever. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to unbutton anything with the gas tank, because that would suck to do right now. But yeah, I'm going to try to set up a different camera angle so I'm not having to hold it the whole time. So bear with me. All right, so we got the cowl off, took off the 3 bolts there, right there, and then on the side there. Now the DRZ looks like this. He has his face taken off. So now, put that down. The clutch switch should be somewhere. Trying to remember which one it should be. It should only be like a 2-wire or 3. Oh, actually, I think that's it right there. I'm gonna double check the wiring diagram, but since this is actually unplugged, and I'm almost certain that I've started the bike without pulling in the clutch. I just can't remember, because if I started it, it's like not something I think about. But that kind of confirms that it's not the clutch switch, because, well, the clutch safety switch isn't even plugged in. But I'm gonna double check a wiring diagram and see what that says. It looks like to be, it's a black and white stripe and a black and yellow stripe. So I'm gonna check a diagram real quick and see what that's all about. Okay, so after consulting the wiring diagram, this little thing right here actually isn't the clutch switch. This connector right here, the dual yellow and green stripe, is the clutch switch. So I unplugged it. However, I'm not gonna do it again, but I went and started it and it didn't fix anything. So since that's actually not an issue, I'm gonna plug that back in, which I know people say they usually just go ahead and cut it and like cap it anyways, but I don't really have, like, I don't have wire nuts with me. I don't really have a lot of electrical tools with me. So since that still works, I'm gonna keep it plugged in.
All right, I'm jumping in here real quick because I can already hear some of y'all typing away in the comments about how I'm actually doing this trick wrong. And I did realize that like way after the fact, that I'm not supposed to actually just unplug it. I'm supposed to splice the wires coming from the clutch side together, and that's how I like close that loop. I didn't figure this out until way later, which you'll see later in the video, the frustration behind all of that. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that real quick.
It was at kind of a big bend, so to speak. I'm just gonna keep this plugged in and humming along. So I'm gonna keep that covered, and well, since that one didn't fix it, onto the kickstand switch. All right, so I ended up taking the seat off and the little bracket that goes here to hold down the ECU, and the kickstand switch is actually right there. Because if you go down here, this is the actual switch itself, and then trace the wire up here, this is the one that it's looped in right here. If you can see, if I can get it, you can see I'm pulling on it right now. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna take that apart, or just unclip it and see if that works. So we'll see what happens. All right. God dang it. Okay, well, that's not a good sign. So unfortunately, it is not gonna be as easy as just unplugging plugs and seeing what happened. So I unplugged that, didn't work, I guess, and I just went ahead and unplugged the clutch switch again just to see if maybe, but that didn't work also. So the only thing at this point now that I can inspect is the actual starter itself, which I don't know where that is. So I'm gonna do some quick research to see where that's at on the bike, check the connections on it, and see if there's some corrosion or something came loose. I read some forums where people were saying that they had like the starter like connections loose a little bit on it, and that was causing something. So yeah, I'm gonna try and dive into this and see what I end up finding. All right, so I just did some big digging on this bike. It's been a minute since I videoed anything last. So I found the starter right here, and as you can see, there's a lot of marks on it because I was trying to start the bike and hit the button up there as I'm tapping the crap out of the starter. Didn't turn over at all, and I was like, shoot, okay. Back there is the main connection to the starter. I lifted up this little sleeve. Connections look fine, nothing's rusted. Everything was fine, so I'm like, okay, what else could it be? And I was trying to think, and I was trying to find like a fuse box, and apparently this thing doesn't have a fuse box. It just has one big fuse right here. And at this point, I was stumped. Wow. So, I'm gonna apologize in advance because, fun fact, this is 2 days after the video footage y'all just saw. And to basically sum it all up, whenever I was going to button the bike back together, because whenever my phone died, I was like, oh shoot, I guess I'll just like do whatever. I figured it wasn't the starter and that it was actually the starter relay. And so I was like, whatever, I don't need to video that. I was just gonna button the bike back together and then go to O'Reilly's down the road. But I kid you not, no exaggeration, I tried to bump start this thing for over an hour. Yes, an hour. I went all the way around this. I had to ask a guy's help to push me, and it still wouldn't turn over. And so I actually had to leave the bike here overnight and then catch an Uber home. And then I came here yesterday after doing more research and realized that the clutch switch thing that I was talking about, I'm actually not supposed to just unplug it. I'm supposed to actually tie these two together in order to close the loop that it makes. And now, see if it'll just kick on. Boom. Just like that. Like it was never sitting. So I recorded a lot of footage of me basically going over other stuff of what I thought it could be, and I'm obviously not going to use any of that because, like I said, I recorded that on Wednesday, the initial stuff, and then I came here yesterday after work and it was already late, so I'm like, I'm just going to try because they're saying I have to tie some stuff up here, and sure enough, that's the first thing I tied together and it just went straight on. So that's why this video is going to be kind of all choppy and it's not going to seem very linear because I've actually been making this one video over the course of now 3 days because of me basically just recording kind of everything, my thought process of not knowing anything about what's going on to now I know exactly what's going on and it's fixed. So all that being said, the bike is now running. Everything sounds perfectly fine. I'm gonna throw the body panels back on it except for the cowling right here because I want to tape this up with duct tape so it stays protected. And I don't actually have anything in here like that, like not duct tape or wire nuts or any like connector covers. So I'm gonna need to get tape for that, but I'm gonna put the rest of the fairings back on it besides that one, and I'll just deal with that at a later date. All right, we got her all buttoned back up and she started up perfectly fine this time. Get a quick walk around. Sounds healthy, runs perfectly normal, and God, I hope I don't ever have to bump start this thing again. That was a pain in the ass. But anyways, I put the cowling back on it, like just without any bolts, just to keep it covered. And I'll just put tape or whatever on it later. But yeah, we have officially fixed the starting problem on the DRZ. So hopefully no more issues with it. And now that I have my tools here in the shop, hopefully I'll be able to actually, you know, do a little bit of a maintenance, some maintenance videos on it, like oil change, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like this. Once again, sorry that the video is so kind of all over the place. It was a lot trying to get everything pieced together and flow smoothly. So, alrighty, anyways, I'll catch you on the next one.